responsibility, and Christy and I feel that greatly. From our little boys, Peyton and Preston, we were traveling the other day, we were on the toll road, and we were coming off the toll road, and I forgot my iPad system, and I asked Christy, I said, hey, I need some money, and she looked at me like, you never give me any money, and I said, well, we need to get off the toll road, and she said, I don't have any. I said, well, check Peyton's wallet. He has $20 in his wallet. Well, the look that she gave me was one I'll never forget. It was that, how dare you take money from your kid look, the money that he worked so hard for. And I said, we need to get off the toll road. I'll pay him as soon as we get back home. As soon as we got back home, I paid him back. But what that reminds me of is that the federal government is spending our money, our children's money, our grandchildren's money, without any way, without a plan to pay that back. Our children and grandchildren are going to have to pay the debt that this federal government is leading us down the road to. We cannot afford it. We cannot afford the government that is in Washington, D.C., and it's time for change in Washington.
Hear, hear.
So many other founding fathers. Christy mentioned Abigail Adams. John Adams is one of my heroes. George Washington, one who realized that it's time to step down and not to just stay in office forever. Such men and women who understood the sacrifice that it took to have a country where individual responsibility was the priority. Individuals made up this country, where we had political accountability, where we had a strong national defense. We have a leader right now who's weakening our national defense in Washington, and that needs to be stopped. We depend on our federal government to protect us as a nation from family values being under attack, and that's what we are talking about as we walk around, as we drive around this state, talking with people. That's what they want to get back to, is going back to those basics that the Constitution provides, that our founding fathers intended for us as a country to be successful. And we are a great nation. I'm just inspired day after day by the people that we meet, the fortitude, the work ethic that people have in this great state. As we travel around and we hear the tough stories, but say, you know what? We're going to make it through. We don't need our government to step in for a bailout. We don't need our government to step in and take over our lives. We're going to make through it. All we want is government to back off. We just let us work. Let us have some room instead of looking at more taxes, more regulations, bigger government, all of those things. It's a common theme as we travel around. People in this country, in this state, believe in the individual and the freedom that we have. And I think that it's so important right now that we as Americans, we are good. We are successful because of the principles and the values that this country was founded upon. But right now, as we are successful, when we are individuals that have success, we look around and say, who can we help around us? How can we help our neighbor across the street that is out of a job or needs help? I think we're a country where government mandates giving is only snuffed it out. A government that keeps on taking more and more takes the joy and the happiness of giving freely. It's time for us to speak out. It's time for this next election for us to send a message to the rest of this country and say, no more. We want to go back to the basics. We want to go back to the foundations that this country was built upon, that made this country great. No more higher taxes, no more regulation, no more spending, no more bailouts for failing businesses. Stop weakening our national defense and stop trampling on the Constitution. We need leaders who are willing to step up and say individual freedom, personal responsibility, smaller government, encourage family values, and strong defense and respecting the Constitution and remembering that we are one nation under God. We are one nation under God. It's time for us to let Senator Bayh know that we want a leader who will fight for us. We want a leader who will we want a leader who will look out for America's interests and not his own. We want a leader who will be available and listen to his constituents. And we want one who is in touch with Indiana. Thank you for coming tonight. God bless you. God bless America. We look forward to working with you in the future as we travel around and we make a difference in this country. God bless you. Thank you for coming out.